Hi everyone, this is Debbie with Book and BuJo. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. It's that time of month again. It's time for TBRopoly. Let's play. So did I pass or did I fail? Well, if you watched my last video, you know the answer to that. And if you haven't, I will leave that linked up in the cards above in case you want to check it out. But let's go through and see what happens. So my first roll was an odd card, and that was to read a Kickstarter book. And for that, I read Jade City by Fonda Lee. Did complete that one. My next roll was to pick a NetGalley book, and for that, I picked Anything, the first book in the Mayberry University series by Christina Welch. My third roll, I landed on series, and I pulled The Gateway Trackers, and I was on the third book in the series, which is Awakening of the Seer by E.E. Holmes. My fourth roll was to choose a standalone book, and for that I read Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. Fifth roll was a Kindle backlist book, and for that I read Seeking Jake Ryan, the first book in the Dear Molly series by M.F. Lorson and Jessica Bucher. My sixth roll was to read a spoopy book, and for that I read Broken, the fourth book in the Fated saga by Rachel Humphrey Daigle. Roll number 7 was a TBR jar pick, and that was My Friend the Murderer by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and I did read that. Roll number 8 was another NetGalley pick, and for that I read Colliders by Steve Foley. Roll number 9 was a challenge prompt, and I had to move to the next prompt, not one of the odd or even drawing cards. And I ended up landing on D20, and I rolled and got an 18, and that was Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey, the first book in the Expanse series, and I read that. Roll number 10 was an odd card, and that was to read a priority read. And for that, I read The Arctic Incident by Owen Colfer, and that is the second book in the Artemis Fowl series. Then my 11th and final roll, I got an even card, and for that I had to read a book with no magic, and I read Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. And I did read all and completed all of my TBR. Let's roll the die and see how many rolls I will be doing for April. Alright, I need to figure out which die I'm going to use to figure out how many rolls I'm going to do. Now I've been doing the 8-sided die, but it is the Magical Readathon month, which means there's more books to put on my TBR. But I don't know if I'm brave enough to do the D20, because last time I got like 23 books. So let's go ahead and remove that one. And definitely don't want just 4, or just 8, because that's the one I've been using. And the 6-sided die I use for normal play, so I'll keep those there. So do I use the 10 or the 12? Let's go crazy and do the 12. So let's go ahead and roll and see what I'm going to get. Two. Well, that was unexpected. So if I roll less than a 4, I always have to roll again. So I either roll and take that number, or I add the 2 together. So let's go ahead and see what we get. 9. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and add the 2 and take 11. I may regret that, like usual, but we'll see. All right, 11 rolls. Okay, so I got a 2, which of course that's way too few books. It has to be a minimum of 4, and so I rolled again. I could have picked the 9 and just gone with that, but April is the month of the Magical Readathon, and I have 2 characters, so I need some extra books. So I went ahead and combined them and got an 11. So 11 rolls. Let's go ahead and move into roll number 1. These are the prompts that I had last time, so I put those at the bottom. Of course, that one I read already, so I can get rid of that. Challenge card, another odd, and another even. So this is where I ended last time, so that's where I'm going to start. So let's go ahead and start our rolls with 1 of 11. That's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A book club book. Oh, that's great. Roll number 1, I landed on book clubs, and for that I will be choosing Ruin by John Gwynne, which is the 3rd book in the Faithful and the Fallen series, and this is for the Ketchup Book Club with Beck and the Books. Roll number 2 of 11. I have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A nonfiction. Roll number 2, I landed on nonfiction, and for that I chose Stillness is the Key by Ryan Holiday. Roll 3 of 11. Oh, another 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is an odd card, odd number, odd card. a forest setting, or trees on the cover. Rule number 3 was another odd card, and that was to read a book with a forest setting or trees on the cover. And for that, I decided to go with Empire of Dragons, the first book in the Cursed Empire series by Rachel L. Shade. Roll 4 of 11. Oh, our first double. Well, so I can do 12. It's okay. So that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. An even card for an even number. Read a sequel. Oh, that's good. Roll number 4, our first double of the game. That's all right. 12 rolls is okay. We got this. And for this one, I got an even card, and that was to read a sequel. And for that, I decided to go with the second book in the Life of a Cactus series, and that's Momentous Events in the Life of a Cactus by Dusty Bowling. I loved the first book, and I'm so excited to get to the second one. All right, we are now at roll 5 of 12. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Odd card. Shadow Magic. That is a box set. So we'll see what the next book is. Roll number 5 was an odd card, and that was to read Shadow Magic. Shadow Magic is a box set of the first in the series by a bunch of different authors. I believe there's 10 books in the box set and 10 different authors. And I've read the first 2 already, so the third one in the box set is Justice Calling by Annie Belay. I'm going to assume Belay. I don't think it's Belay. Annie Belay. And this is the first book in the 20-Sided Sorceress series. All right, roll 6 of 12. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A NetGalley book. Roll number 6 of 12 was to read a NetGalley book, and for that I chose Fogs and Fireflies, which is the first book in the series by T.H. Lennon. Roll 7 of 12. I should have known more doubles. All right, that's an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another even card. And that is a feed scroll. So I can go through Instagram or Goodreads or something and scroll through and pick the first book that I own that I haven't read yet. Roll number 7. Another double. Gives us to 13. I'm okay with that. I like that number. It's a good number. Let's just hope we don't get any more. We'll see. And for this one now, 7 of 13 books, I got an even card, and that was to do a feed scroll. So I could choose Goodreads, Instagram, Storygraph, anything like that. And I started looking at Goodreads, and I was scrolling. I just could not find anything. I either didn't own them or I've already read them. So I decided to go to Storygraph because that worked really well for me last time I had this prompt. And here's what I got. All right, so I'm on my Storygraph, and let's see what we got. I don't own those. That's me. Read that. Don't own those. That's me. Don't own those. I do own that Anne of Green Gables, but I have read that multiple times. Don't own any of these. Jade City I just read. Oh, Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. Definitely interested in that. I think I'm going with that one. So I did finally find Amari and the Night Brothers, which is a book I've wanted to read for a while, and my library does have it. And that's the first book in the Amari's Supernatural Investigations, book 1, and that is by B.B. Alston. Roll 8 of 13. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Amazon borrows. All right, so here is my list for my Amazon borrows. So I roll my 10-sided die and figure out which book I'm going to read. So here's the 10. Let's move these out of the way. 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. City of Gods and Monsters. Roll number 8, I landed on Amazon borrows. So I rolled a 7, and that was City of Gods and Monsters. And this is the first book in the House of the Devils by Kayla Edwards. Roll 9 of 13. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's another even card. Read a sci-fi. Oh, great. Roll 9 of 13. I got an even card, and that was to read a sci-fi, which is really cool because there is the tome Infinity and Beyond Readathon, which is all about reading sci-fi books, and I will leave that linked down below for you if you want to check it out. But sci-fi. And for that, I decided to go with Rogue Protocol by Martha Wells, and this is the third book in the Murderbot Diaries. Roll 10 of 13. We're getting to the end. 7. A lot of 7s this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, a series. Saga. Ooh, great. Roll number 10, I landed on series, and that was on the floor, and that was to read Saga. And I am up to volume 8, and that is by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. Well, 11, which would have been our last one, but now 11 of 13. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. TBR jar. All right. Let's see what we get. All right, this one. Daily Habit Makeover. All right. So 11 of 13 was TBR jar. So I got out my handy dandy TBR trash can, and I got Daily Habit Makeover, and that is by Zoe McKee. All right, roll 12 of 13. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even card. Trials of Apollo. Well, I have one book left in this series, so I guess I'm reading it. Roll 12, I rolled another even card, and that was to read The Trials of Apollo, and I have one book left in that series, and that is book number 5, and that is The Tower of Nero, and this is by Rick Riordan, the 5th book in the Trials of Apollo series. And then I will be done with that section, and then all I have left to read are some of the compendiums or additional ones, like Percy Jackson's The Ultimate Guide to Monsters, and I have a few of those left. I've read half of them, and so I've got about half left. And then I also still need to read the newest books. I think he has 3 newest ones out. The Star and the Chalice and something. But I have those 3 left to read, and I will be pretty much caught up with the Percy Jackson universe. And lastly, we've got roll 13 of 13. 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, another book club book. And then lastly, yay, 13 out of 13. So roll 13, I landed on book clubs again, which is awesome because I do have a few book clubs that I'm taking part in. And one of them is the Hardcore Literature Book Club with Benjamin McAvoy. And for April, the book is The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner. And then that is it for my TBR. I've got 13 books, not too bad. Quite a few of those are audiobooks, which will be good as well. And I will have a very long flight coming up and some other travel that I will be able to listen to, quite a few of those, as well as read on my Kindle, which will be very nice because I'm not taking any physical books on my trip because they're too heavy. So I should be able to get through all of those. But I still have some book clubs, read-alongs, and readathons left. The Catch-Up Book Club for April and May, the book is Ruin by John Gwynne, which is the 3rd book in the Faithful and the Fallen series. And I was able to get that in my TBRopoly TBR, so that's great. For the Game of Tomes Book Club with Carolyn Marie Reads, we were supposed to have finished The Magic Mountain by the end of March, and I will not have that finished, so I'll probably carry that over into April, maybe May, which is fine because the last 2 books for quarter 3 and 4 I've already read, so I can kind of spread quarter 1 and 2 out throughout the whole year. And the April through June book is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. So I am interested in reading that as well. I just may push that until after April. And for the Wellread Book Club, also by Carolyn Marie Reads, we are reading The Book of Hours by Rainer Maria Wilke. Wilke? Not sure how to say it. R-I-L-K-E. And if I can find that one, my library doesn't have it. So if I can find that one, I will read it. If not, then I may have to skip that one. And then again, for the Hardcore Literature Book Club, we are reading The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner, and that is put together by Benjamin McAvoy. And I will leave all of their channels linked down below with the announcements videos for you. And then for the Wheel of Time read-along, we are reading The Towers of Midnight. I'm currently reading this one, and I am 13% of the way through, so not too far. But I will probably have this one finished by the end of March, so then I won't have to worry about it for April. Now for readathons, we'll start with the But for Buzzwordathon, I decided to go, I was thinking you need animal on the cover or in the title. I was like, ooh, there's a snake on this one, so the Tower of Nero, but I have another one that will work even better, and that is Empire of Dragons. So there's a dragon, there's multiple dragons in there, and there's dragon in the title as well, so that one will be great. And I only have to read one book for that. Oh, also in April, our fantasy bingo will be coming out, and so I will have to figure out what I'm going to read for those ones. But that, of course, that's April 1st through March 31st next year, so there's time. And then we have the Year of Gooberathon, with just from Joshi Curran. And this one is by Birth Flowers. So for April, we have Daisy, so simplicity, one word in the title. And for that, I am planning on reading Sadie by Courtney Summers. And then Sweet Pea, Simple Pleasures, read from your favorite genre. And for that, I plan on reading Defiant by Michael R. Miller. And this is the third book in the Songs of Chaos series. Now, you only have to do one of them. But as you'll see in a little bit, both of these are on my TBR anyway, so might as well kill two birds with one stone. And then we have TBR Knockout with Completely Melanie. And again, you get 2 words. You get 2 prompts. You can either do one or the other, or you can do both, or you can combine them with one book. And for April, it's Earth Day. So the first prompt is Nature on the Cover. And for that, I plan on reading Momentous Events in the Life of a Cactus, the second book in the Life of a Cactus series by Dusty Bowling. And then for the second prompt, read a dystopian. And I plan on reading Ready Player One, the first book in the series, by Ernest Cline. Not sure if I'll ever get to the second book because I've not heard anything good about it. But I'm excited to read the first one because I love the movie. At the time of filming, I have not yet seen the Suffer-a-thon prompt come out. I am filming this a little bit early, so it'll probably be another couple of days before it comes out. So we'll see what happens with that one. Now, the month-long readathons. We have Tome Infinity and Beyond, and this was created by Loops and Lore by Meg, and I will leave her channel linked down below. And there are 3 co-hosts, so we have Novelty Corner, Eric from Break Even Books, and Brews and Reviews. And Meg says, get ready to travel across the galaxy through books. In this sci-fi themed readathon, you'll explore different regions of space by completing reading challenges and progressing through the universe. So the minimum amount of books is going to be 3. So there's 3 sections of the universe that you need to go through, and each one you have to complete 2 prompts, but you can double up. If there's one book that fits both prompts, you can read just the one book. So a minimum of 3, and the most you can read then is 18 because there's 6 prompts for each section. So you start in the Solar Frontier and you complete 2 challenges, and then from there, you move into the Nebula Expanse and you complete 2 more challenges. Again, you can use one book for the 2 challenges. And then you end in the Cosmic Rift. And again, there's 2 more prompts that you need to read for that. So she did create an interactive little game board for you, and she'll have that link in her announcement video. And there's even a little dice roller. There's a little book icon that you can move to the different prompts that you want to read. It's very cute. She does say that if for some reason like you close out of it or it times out, then it will reset itself. So the book icon will move back down to by the dice and all of that. With the 6 prompts, you can either roll the 6-sided die and just let fate choose for you, or you can just go through the prompts and see which ones you want to do. So there's actually 3 prompts that I can do, and it would still be 2 books. But if I wanted, I could use one book for both of them. I may do that. The first prompt for the Solar Frontier, which is the beginning area, is Planet Genesis. Read a book that introduces a new world or setting. And I was thinking I could probably read Ready Player One for this one. Because, I mean, it's sort of set on Earth, but it's a dystopian Earth, so it is kind of different. So that one may work. And I could combine it with Meteor Shower Detour, which is the 6th prompt. Read a book by an author you've never read before, and I've never read from Ernest Cline before. The other one that I could do is Wormhole X42. Read a book under 300 pages, and I do have Rogue Protocol by Martha Wells that I could use for that. So to be safe, I may do those 2 books instead of trying to combine the world setting, because not quite a new world, but Empire of Dragons could work for that too, and I'm reading that anyway. And it's a new author, so I could do that. We'll see. These ones I'm kind of mood read through and see what fits. So the intermediate area, or Nebula Expanse, is the second section that you need to do. And again, there's 6 prompts. Ooh, so this could work. The first prompt is the first contact zone. Read a book with aliens or an unknown species. I could do The Night Masquerade I think it's the third book in the Binti series by Nnedi Okorafor. That one could work for that. And then the second prompt is the Asteroid Belt Outpost. Read a short story or novella, and that one would definitely work for that. So that's a possibility. And the Starlit Relay, which is the sixth prompt, read a book that has been highly rated or recommended by other readers. And for that, I could read Ruin by John Gwynne. That one could work too. And I'm reading it anyway, so I may end up not doubling up on prompts on any of these. We'll see. And then the last section is the Cosmic Rift, the advanced area. And again, 6 more prompts. The first prompt is the Quantum Echo Station. Read a book in a format you don't usually read. And this one I could go with Saga Volume 8, the graphic novel, because I don't typically read graphic novels. I do throw them in sometimes, but not very often. And then we have prompt number 4 could work, the Unknown Planet M. Come up with a way to randomly select a book to read. Wheel, dice, last hauled, first book you see, someone else picks, etc. Well, I just had a TBR jar pick on my TBRopoly. So I could use A Daily Habit Makeover by Zoe McKee. That would work. That's my possible TBR for that readathon. Hi everyone, it's Editing Debbie here. And when I was editing my TBRopoly with all the readathons, it was over an hour. It was originally close to 2 hours. So I decided to take the magical readathon out of it and make that a separate video. And that will be up next week. So you can check that one out next week when it comes out, and you can find out all of the callings both my characters are doing and all of the books that they will have to read for that. And so this is the end of the TBRopoly prompts and the year-long readathons and the 1 month-long readathon. And now I will leave you with the original outro. Now, before this video gets even longer than it already is, that is my April TBRopoly, all the book clubs, readalongs, and readathons that I am participating in for April. And be sure to check the description box because I will have links to all of the announcement videos for all of those in case you would like to participate as well. And if you made it this far in the video, leave some kind of clock emoji because I took up so much of your time. I'm sorry. And until next time, keep reading. Bye!